So that is how you set up a Zpacks Duplex 2-person tent using your trekking poles. So today I did not use my freestanding kit, and walk around it here. So this side's the vestibule I don't use. The two corners with the Zpacks emblem on them, you put those into the wind. So I've got one here and one over here. So if you look to that direction, it's the lake. Wind generally comes off the lake. So that's why I set it up with this side towards the wind. So that's the inside. So I have my backpack in there. I have a bag for my shoes once I get inside. The sleep pad is blown up, quilts on there, and my jacket is out, my Torrid jacket, enlightened equipment, my R1 hoodie. Then over here at the table, I have my hat, my little tripod, and my cook kit, and my water filter stuff. So I already got water, filled up my water bottles. That is my food bag, along with my stove and my titanium ever new pot, and my toothbrush and toothpaste. So that's the whole setup here. This is B2, campsite B2 at Blind Lake. And like I said, that's the lake over there. So let's take a walk towards the lake. I'll show it to you. By the way, each campsite is set up for hammocks. So they have these, there must be 6x6 or 8x8 posts in the ground. So this is campsite B2. Walking towards this way is campsite B1. Each campsite has a fire pit, but I never use the fire pit. Not when I'm backpacking. So if you go that way, we're at the top of a ridge right now. If you go that way, that's where the water pump is. Then you go down the steep hill and you come to campsite B3, which is the site that's on the lake. That's campsite B4, B5, and then down there is where the latrine is. So this site was rented out. But, wow, it looks like a tree went down. It's in the water there. But they have this seat here, so you can actually sit on this. Look at the water. Problem is, if somebody's camping here, you can't really sit on this anymore. And when the mountain bikes are coming, they come from that direction by the latrine, and then they come this way, and then they go up this kind of a steep hill and exit the campground. So there's campsite B6, and B7 is over here, which is right next to the latrine. And there is a nice trash can, although it's pretty full today. And they finally fixed the door. The door on this was all wacky, wouldn't shut, but now I don't know what they did, but they fixed it. And over there are two more campsites. They're way back towards the lake. So here's an impressive tree, which is right by B1. And the other thing that's kind of weird is over by my campsite. I'll show you in a second. All right, so that's where my tent's located. You always want to look up before you pitch your tent, because if you looked up and saw that, that's a tree broken in half. So you don't want to pitch your tent underneath that, and it's just resting in some trees over here. Eventually that will fall. So luckily it's not over my picnic table. So during my during my hike here today, I saw 6 mountain bikes that came towards me and passed me. 6 runners, actually, people running on the trail. And one of those had a Doberman Pinscher dog, not on the leash. And as he went by, I said, "Is there a leash there?" And he swore at me and said he didn't give a F. You know, what kind of people are these? Irresponsible. So anyways, there is my cook pot, my stove, which has an igniter right there. You just squeeze this like that and put the spark up at the top. And then I use 2 smart water bottles. One's a 1 liter, one's a 750 milliliter. And I have a 2 liter C-Knock bag with my water filter inside. That's a bee-free water filter. That's the one I'm using today. And then my Tilly hat, my food bag, and my sack, which is right here. So I put my food bag inside the sack along with my toothbrush and toothpaste and all that. And then I hang that on either from a tree, or I usually use those poles over there for the hammocks. I just tie it up about, at the top. It's probably 6 feet up. And that's good enough for around here.